The moment you demand the path, you quietly abandon the destination. That sounds strange, but it is one of the hidden reasons a desire can feel heavy after you assume it. You say it is done, then immediately ask, but how? And the second that question becomes emotional, you are no longer standing in the end. You are standing in the middle, trying to control the bridge. Neville was not teaching the mind to become a manager of miracles. He was teaching consciousness to accept a fact before the senses could explain it. The end is your work. The route is not. This is where many people lose their power. They do not simply desire the result. They become attached to one exact way the result must appear. They decide it must be this person, this email, this phone call, this opportunity, this one narrow opening. And if that opening does not move, they call the whole desire impossible. But what if that was never the door? What if your desire is not delayed? What if your mind is just staring at the wrong entrance? The need to know how often feels responsible. It feels practical. It feels intelligent. But many times, it is fear wearing a serious face. Fear says, I must know every step before I can relax. Faith says, I know who I am, so the step will show itself. Those are completely different states. One is trying to earn safety. The other is living from it. Let me tell you about Lena. She was a freelance designer, and she needed a new client badly. Not someday, not eventually, soon. She had sent a proposal to a company she admired. The project was perfect. The budget was perfect. The timing felt perfect. So in her mind, this became the way. Every morning, she checked her inbox before her feet touched the floor. Every afternoon, she reread the proposal and changed one sentence in her imagination. Every evening, she wondered if she should send another follow-up. She was not living in the end. She was living inside one unopened email. That is a very small place to put your entire future. One night, she stopped trying to imagine the company saying yes. She realized that even in imagination, she was still begging that one door to open. So she changed the scene. She did not picture the company. She did not picture the email. She pictured the ordinary aftermath. Her calendar had work on it. Her desk was prepared. Her body felt useful again. There was a quiet sense that the month was handled. That was the end. Not a specific client. Not a specific route. Just the identity of a woman whose work was already wanted and paid for. The next morning, nothing had arrived. The inbox was still silent. But Lena did something different. She did not treat the silence as a verdict. She cleaned her desk. She organized her files. She wrote down the kind of projects she now accepted. Then she went out for coffee without taking her laptop. At the counter, the owner mentioned that their menus looked outdated. Lena almost ignored it. The old state would have said, that is not the company I wanted. But the new state heard opportunity without desperation. She said calmly, I design brand materials. One conversation became a small job. The small job became a full redesign. The full redesign brought 2 referrals. And the company she had been waiting for? They never replied. This is the part that matters. Her desire did not fail because that one email stayed silent. The route simply refused to obey her limited imagination. The end was correct. The method was too small. That is why you must stop worshiping the how. The how is often built from yesterday's understanding. It is made from the people you already know, the doors you already see, and the options your fear can calculate. But consciousness is not limited to what your mind can list. Life can move through a conversation you did not plan, a delay you did not want, a meeting you almost missed, a small decision that looked unrelated. Your job is not to predict all of that. Your job is to occupy the identity that would receive it naturally. This does not mean doing nothing. It means stop acting like someone trying to force proof. Send the message. Make the call. Apply for the role. Open the app. But do it from the end, not from panic. There is a difference between action that flows and action that begs. Begging action feels tight. It says, this must work or I am lost. Inspired action feels clean. It says, this is the step in front of me, but it is not my source. That is freedom. You can move without clinging. You can participate without controlling. You can care without collapsing into the outcome. This is the state Neville kept pointing toward. The wish fulfilled does not need a map in its hand. It has the feeling of arrival. And from that arrival, the next step becomes simple. So when the mind asks, how will it happen? Do not fight the question. Just refuse to make it king. Answer quietly, I do not need the route to accept the end. Then return to the feeling. Return to the person who is already chosen, already provided for. already restored, already successful, not because the outer world has explained itself, but because the inner world has accepted a new fact. The path may still be invisible. That does not mean nothing is moving. It only means your senses have not caught up with the arrangement. Do not panic because one door is quiet. Do not shrink because one person has not answered. Do not assume nothing is happening because the route you preferred has not appeared. The end has more intelligence than your plan. Let it. Let life be larger than the method you selected. Let the fulfilled state be more important than the visible route. Let your assumption breathe without forcing it into one shape. This is how you stop delaying yourself. You stop asking the world to explain the miracle before you are willing to be the one who received it. You stop making your peace dependent on knowing every detail. You stop turning faith into mental labor. You simply accept the end. Then you move through the day as the one for whom the matter is already settled. Calmly, naturally, without gripping the path. And when the mind says, "But I still do not know how," let that be fine. The how does not need to be known. It needs to be allowed. Let the end be occupied. Let the path be discovered. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because what you learn next could change your life.